Okay, I've got my brand new pack all loaded up. Feels heavy, but you know, it's always heavy when you're heading out of town after a resupply. I left Goldie, Spitfire, and Whiskey Jack back behind me. They're gonna meet me at the Outfitters, who's giving us a ride up to the trailhead, while I run down the street a couple of blocks to grab a couple of Subway sandwiches to pack out to the trail. It's it's always a given. You got to take town food out to you for your first meal on the trail. And let's see. I forgot where Subway was, but it's right across the street. Anyway, once I grab that, we're gonna load up, head back to the trailhead. There we are. Subway, yum. It tastes a lot better when you're out there in the woods eating this stuff. We're winding our way up the mountain now, so I thought I'd film that little splotch of green right down there in the middle of the desert. That's the town of Lone Pine, where we just came from. So, seeing it from way up here brings it in perspective. Surrounded by pretty much just barren desert and hills as far as the eye can see. Woo. Okay, well, back on trail, or actually we just got dropped off. The gate's just right back behind us, but I've walked 100 yards. I'm already ready for a break. God damn. A few days in town at low elevation. It's amazing how quickly you deacclimate to the high altitude and everything. All right, almost to the campground. Interesting that they will put this sign up there. So I guess that's why they make us carry bear cans. I love these signs. They're going to issue a citation for leaving your food out for bears to eat. I would think if you've got bears trying to steal your food, citation's the least of your concerns. Well, we're only a couple of miles up the trail from where we got dropped off. We originally were going to do about 6 miles today to get up to Chicken Spring Lake, but both of us are feeling really fatigued. Mostly it feels like just not enough sleep more than being physically tired from the exertion. So we've decided, since it's already almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we're just going to go up here a little bit further, find ourselves a nice little creek or water source, and then pick a campsite near that and get a really good night's sleep and start again in the morning nice and fresh. Look at this. It's a quaint little bed and breakfast right beside the trail. Shall we spend the night here? Let me go up to the office and see if they have a room available. Let's see. Anybody home? Let's see. I see a bed with no mattress, a table. Boy, whoever lived in here was a short son of a bitch. Those beams are only about 4 feet off the ground. Must have been a hobbit house, that's right. So, Go ahead and walk inside.
I'm sure I can fit in there with my pack on.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm not a hobbit.
Okay, well in that case, let's put up a tent. Hi, it's day 95 on the PCT. Well, we're back on our way here. After an early night last night, trying to cross a creek here without falling in. Hey, how about that? It's really pretty in here. Yesterday evening, something happened that I don't think has happened ever since we started, which was we got dropped off the trailhead and we started walking down the trail. We're headed for Chicken Spring Lake, 6 miles away. We're 2 miles in. We were both exhausted, just tired beyond belief. I sat down on a log just to rest and actually fell asleep. So after that, we decided to go ahead and find a campsite close by, which we did. Put up our tent, laid down inside of it at 5 o'clock and crashed. Slept 14 hours straight. Didn't eat dinner, didn't do anything, just slept until 7 o'clock this morning. So I don't know, that was really weird. Both of us just really exhausted coming off our town break. So anyway, feeling better today. Now we're headed up the trail again and hopefully do well. I'd show you guys this. Most people are familiar with the paint blazes on the Appalachian Trail that indicate the direction of the trail. Here in the Sierras, back in the old days, this was the blaze they used. They literally chop the blaze into the tree. Those were definitely different times back then when people would deface trees or injure trees like that just to mark a trail. Thank God they don't do that anymore. Tell you what, you know that you are climbing a steep trail when they have to build stairs into it. And these aren't even the steep stairs. I've gone up some here in the past quarter mile or so that I could barely step up onto it. They were so tall. Oh well, I'm almost to the top. The pass is only a couple hundred yards above me. Whew. Magnificent view from way the hell up here. That farthest meadow is where we started out this morning, way out there. And here we have another example of those stairs I was talking about. I don't feel too bad being out of breath when you have to climb stairs like this at over 11,000 feet. Ugh. All right, but like I said, almost to the top, and I'm gonna have a break and have lunch. Well, we're hiking here, just literally a couple hundred feet below tree line. If you can look at the mountain behind me, you can see there's no trees on it. think the only trees that are growing up here are these bristlecone pines, which are some pretty bizarre looking trees all by themselves. But right now we're about 11,200 feet, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't sucking wind. So haven't stopped and take lots of breaks, but otherwise okay. About 5 miles away from our camp for the night. So well, it's about 5:30 in the evening right now, and we're just under a mile away from the camp, or the place we've decided is a destination for our camp. Hopefully we get there and it'll be a good spot. Won't be in the middle of a mosquito infested bog, but we'll have to wait and find out. But obviously this was a low snow year in the Sierras. We've encountered virtually zero snow now, even up at 11,500 feet. And I guess the drawback to that, sorry, rocky trail, the unexpected drawback was that the whole hike so far has been quite dry. We thought that our water carry days were ended once we entered the Sierras, but no, we're looking now at doing more 4, 5, 6 mile water carries. We're each carrying 3 liters on our pack right now, where we filled up at the last water source, which was probably 2 miles back. But we wanted to have plenty of water for our dry camp tonight because there's no water there. And then how much ever water we need to have to see us through, making breakfast tomorrow, and then how far we have to walk to get to the next little creek or water source. I think it's a couple miles past our camp, but either way, not complaining, but at 11,000 feet, every extra pound you're carrying really makes a huge difference in your backpack. So us carrying 6 pounds of water right now is heavy. But anyway, everything else is great. Feet feeling good in the brand new shoes so far. So that's a good thing. I had to video this sign right here because it's probably the first full-sized PCT sign I've seen in several hundred miles. I've seen some of the little tiny ones that are only about 5 inches long, but this one's twice that size. So nice to know that they're still putting them up somewhere. Well, I just was contemplating the commentary I just made about the low water situation here in the Sierras right now, and I was thinking about that. I realized there is a bonus to that. At least so far, the hordes of mosquitoes have not been bad at all. I mean, there have been a few, and sometimes when you stop, they kind of land on you, but nothing at all like the ravenous swarms that I've experienced in the past here in the Sierras, and certainly other people have reported. I haven't even felt the necessity to put on any bug repellent or my head net yet. So hopefully I'm not jinxing myself by, here, see this tree? I'm knocking on wood right here, so that I don't jinx myself and end up regretting saying that. But as of now, so far, mosquitoes, not a problem. Okay, so here's home for tonight. Right here, no other campers around that we're aware of. Our pack over there. Goldilocks packing her stuff away. See our bear can sitting on the ground there. And we've learned the hard way, you always hang your trekking poles and my hat with the holes chewed in it. You always hang those up because the little varmints here love to chew on things that have salt in them, like the grips of your trekking poles and apparently your hat. So that's about it for today. We are roughly 25 miles away from Forester Pass. So I think we'll probably try to get as close as we can over the next 2 days, and then on 3 days from now, that's when we're going to tackle it and try and get over it. Honestly, a little bit nervous because that's anybody who's ever hiked the PCT, Forester Pass is the first major mountain challenge. Snow or no snow, it's a tough climb. Good night, guys.